Hello, I am Zany Old Coot, and I'm going to be playing Kirby and the Amazing Mirror for the GBA. Came out in '04 and is quite similar to a Metroidvania, but you don't really get any additional permanent power-ups because it's a Kirby game. But we're here, running for charity, and if there's anything else that needs to be said before I start, we can go with that. Otherwise, I suppose we're good to go. I'll just get the file going here. Okay. We can start the game counter in 5, 4, well, rather, we're gonna go on go with a 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! So starting out here, it's going to be pretty simple, aside from me getting hit. This room is probably the first time you're going to have to call all of your allies here, because you need to hold down the switch. Door goes down a little bit too fast if you're just trying to push the button yourself. Only going to need to call our allies a few more times throughout the entire run. And right there, on the normal speed run for this game, you'd hit the Cupid enemy and then do a double inhale with the sword fighter there to try and get a ability mix so that you could get wheel, which is a lot faster than me just using Cupid. But that is kind of a little bit above what I wanted to try and put in. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun with the game, so I figured that keeping Cupid is a good balance between being able to navigate the level quite well and trying to hit a about 4-frame window for myself. And just gotta kind of go through the motions for the first world in the game. Ooh, nice, got that 4th block there. Cupid also just allows me to navigate those kind of one-tile ceilings and floors a little bit easier than just being in float mode for Kirby. And I'm going to get Missile here because although Cupid is fast, this is just a little bit faster. And I'm going to absolutely mess up trying to fight Shadow Kirby there. But no biggie. We are now in Moonlight Mansion, which is the first area of the game. And you'll probably see me skipping a fair amount of chests that might be in the way because it's just, I don't need to open them. Because that chest contains the map for the area, and truthfully speaking, I don't really need it because the routing is just kind of already there. So for Mr. Flosty, I'm messing up a little bit, but not too badly. Don't need the Maximum Tomato. Gonna hit the button here because we're going to need to be coming back to this area later. I need to remember that I don't need to hit some of the other buttons because there is not going to be a need to return to some of the mirrors. Bit of a worrisome section there for me, at least. Not going to grab the battery even though I am down one because there's going to be one later. just gonna run through this section. Apparently the rare candy, as it's called, but it is definitely just the invincibility candy. No, I don't want to inhale the chicken. I want to inhale the stone. Because that's really going to be helpful with not just this boss, but a lot of the other bosses whenever I pick up stone ability. And there's that other battery that I was talking about. And this guy is going to get chumped pretty fast. I never really knew that stone could do that much damage. I always picked up fighter before when I played this game, but apparently stone is really good when you're playing single player. Get a nice solo Kirby dance, which is probably going to be the modus operandi for most of the rest of the game. And now we actually pick up wheel, since it's properly given to us. The annoying thing is that you always lose your ability in one hit in this game. Oh well, I can pick up another wheel in just short order. Really wanted to avoid getting sword though. We're going to be headed down to Cabbage Cavern here. There's another wheel ability. As you can see, I'm flying through screens so much faster on wheel, but I just wanted to be able to have the stability for the earlier section. But depending on how good you are at wheel, like right there, you can really fly through areas. And I'm going to be taking, once I get down to the lower area here, I'm going to be taking a slight detour to the right here, which is not on the path to the boss for this area. Because I'm going to be getting the Olive Ocean mirror. Just getting it lined up here for later in the run, which will actually, just about 2 areas from now, actually. And I pick up Sword because it's a little bit of a larger area attack than just the normal water spit that Kirby has if he has no ability. You can hop, you are. Gonna wait for that guy to be in attack range because they are very annoying. Shouldn't have gotten rid of burning there. Oh well. Just gonna keep pushing through. We finally get to the back half of Cabbage Cavern, mirror-wise. But instead of continuing that way, I'm going to go back to the more mainline route and go through here instead. Because A, I think it's faster. B, I get to snag a life that way. Just, you know, cheat it out a little bit. Go to the right here and avoid getting hit by the spikes in the ceiling. Watch out so I don't get hit there. And just breeze through that part. Go to the left here. And I'm going to want to grab stone here, because this section right here is basically asking for you to just use the stone ability and just roll through it. No muss, no fuss. And we'll grab the Radish Ruin mirror. This will be the next area we go to. We're going to head right back out. And go continue on our way to fight Molly, who is going to be the boss of this area. And once again, we have stone because it is A, required, and B, just a good damaging ability. Still just picking up lives along the way. And here we have Bonkers, classic Kirby enemy. So what you want to do is get double hits with the stone for the hit where you initially start becoming a stone, and then a downward hit with the stone itself. Because it just shreds. And we're already here on Molly, which is a little bit of an annoying boss, because he has one of 6 holes to pop up from, and he can just do stuff like this. And not be in good attackable range. Molly, what are you doing? Why? Why do you do this to me? And that's Molly done. Hammer, also very good. Whack-a-mole time. I definitely did whack that mole. And we are now in a completely different area from the boss arena we were just in. However, it's now time to go to Radish Ruins. Which honestly has probably the coolest intro to an area in this game, which is just you explode an entire stone block chain to get in. I always enjoyed it as a kid. Oh.
Do we have a moment for some donations?
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, we got a few since the block started here. We have $25 from Sawyer saying, Gil, 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 Gil. And that's going to go towards Blue Yoshi for the poll. We have another 25 from Mega Freak 400 saying, Go Zany, you got this. Reminder, make sure to get Ghost Kirby color. It's very important. And that's going to go towards Pink Yoshi. We have $10 from Pepsters saying, thank you for the speedy curb for a good cause. Thank you, Pepsters.
Thank you, Pepper.
And that's going to go towards Yellow Yoshi. And lastly, we have Toch with another $10 saying, thank you to everyone who has been a part of the event so far. And thanks, Odie, for allowing me to be an announcer once again. I've had a blast so far, and Rimbo has too. Greg. Donate. Also, putting this towards the Red Yoshi, the Superior Yoshi. And so, as said, that's going to go towards Red.
Red does indeed make the run go faster. It's true. Scientifically.
Let me see the current poll totals, because that definitely shook things up. Looks like light blue has taken the lead. 145.
No.
Pink is right behind with 135. Yellow 110. And blue, red, and green got quite a hill to climb. But I would love to see it happen. Remember, guys, every dollar counts.
I'm messing it up here. You remember that I just gotta do a side attack. Yeah, people were mentioning earlier that I'm treating these boss fights like Smash Bros. Smash Bros is literally in this game. It's a fantastic ability. And it's just Kirby's melee moveset. Very helpful to have a lot of the aerial attacks and the side hammers going through the areas. Just gotta watch out here for the Bronto Brutes. Went down there because that little gumdrop looking enemy is actually an enemy that will steal your ability if it touches you. and if it steals Smash, it just starts running around like mad, which honestly makes a bit of a pain to get back. So I just go on the lower route instead, because then I can just avoid it. Invincibility candy is nice, but it's not going to follow me into the fight. And now we're going to fight Meta Knight? And I'm going to do a fine job of botching this fight. However, if you do a side attack into him there, he will more than likely do his aerial attack, but it didn't matter, because Smash is an amazing ability. And I really don't think that was Meta Knight, but I can't be too sure yet. Jury's still on that one. We'll get back to that later. Now it's time to head back to Olive Ocean, and unfortunately I will be removing myself from the Smash ability, because you can definitely just go Missile here, and be quite a bit speedier, even if a lot of the enemies in this initial section are in your way. Look at that. Look at how fast that is. And here as well. Not looking too good. If only I wanted to use the chef ability. And there we go. Oh well, it's fine that that happened here. Pretty early into the room. In an underwater section. Now you see Kirby's basic attack underwater, which is just to essentially use Water Gun from Pokemon. But it kind of sucks that now I don't have an ability to fight Boxy with. So we might be here for a little bit longer. Unless I want to call in some potential help. Oh, and I didn't even get the one that had the dang old ability. So we're just going to be here against Boxy for a bit. One more Present ought to do it. And I am just going to ignore the magic ability because it's going to be kind of slow. Gotta go through a waterfall section here. Oh yeah, the Kirby saying ouch definitely loves to emote the pain that he's feeling. The CPUs can be a bit helpful, but it's definitely more advantageous to actually have, you know, friends to play it with. But just doing a single player run today, no co-op. And even then, the game is actually really slow in co-op, even if you were, like, in person on 4 GBAs, apparently. I'm going to skip that button. I do not need that. I am never coming back here again. But hey, there is one thing that the CPU Kirbys are good at, and that's holding down buttons. Which will come into effect in short order. Gotta be careful with the Miras, because they are very skittish creatures. Chip, how could you? And here is another case where we're going to actually call our CPU allies, because they're kindly holding down the button for us, so that I can get another health gauge. You might have saw when we were doing donations that I got another one in Radish Ruins, which is very helpful because there's 3 to 4 health upgrades across the entire game, and that's like the only thing that could maybe liken it to a Metroidvania. So it's very fun to show it off, even if it is a tad slower. It also just ensures my safety net. Gonna go get that energy drink. Heal up my 1 health. No, it's not Ghost Kirby Mega. I'm actually not going to be picking up a single color changer, this color spray paint this entire run. So, boo to you, I guess. Sorry, not sorry. If I could take colors from the other files, I would. But I can't. Or else it would have been any color than normal default. And I really do not want to lose UFO underwater, because then I don't actually get to pick up my ability again. But we are now here, and we are going to fight Gobbler, a very fun shark enemy. He's going to just die, honestly, pretty easily. UFO is also pretty good. Yeah, it definitely isn't Squeak Squad. I need to now go to Area 4, which means I have to go up to the Ivy Door. And we start on our way up the mountain. And we never actually see any of the mirrors and warp points for the various bits of Mustard Mountain, because I just skip all of them. They're not routed in. Many other places get them because it's just very helpful to have all the warps to get between the areas. But not Mustard Mountain. You just never really need to go back. Okay, avoid them. And get the mirror. Dang ol' roly-poly. Well, I'll let Gobbler know the next time I see him that he's in fact a fraud. Oop. Always forget about that one. I kind of wanted that, just to, get up a little bit faster. We're going to go through the left mirror here, because it takes us on a quicker, more direct route to Krakow. Mustard Mountain is just an absolute mess of one-way doors, and oh hey, you thought you could go this way, but you've actually just reached another dead end. Which honestly makes it a pain to navigate normally. Aw, I should have kept the wheel just a little bit longer. Because for some reason, wheel makes you immune to fire. Get invincibility candy. No! I wanted that. Get the golem to come back. Because you want stone again. Both for Krakow and for fighting Batafire, who is probably one of the cutest mini-bosses in the series. Just look at that face. How can you hate that face? Unfortunately, I have to hate that face. They're in my way. Sorry. And an oft-recurring boss in the series, Kracko. And that is Kracko done very quickly, just like the rest. Maybe it's like we're trying to speedrun a game or something.
We have a couple donations if you have a moment.
Sure, bring them on.
We have $10 from Sneaky Scarab saying, "Hi Zany, this Kirby run sure is amazing. Thanks for carrying me through this game when we played, lol. Purple Yoshi isn't real, so I'm putting this to pink instead." And then we have $20 from Summer. No comment, but
Oh, hi Summer.
that is towards Yellow Yoshi.
Wow.
And at the moment, it looks like there is a tie between light blue and pink. If my data here is correct. Let me refresh. Yeah, there's a tie for first between pink and light blue. So I'm gonna need someone to break that. In addition to that, we have hit $700.
Ooh.
Thank you all so much for that. We're about $50 away, or exactly $50 away from our next incentive for DK64 Rando, which is camera, shockwave, and slam being shuffled.
Ooh.
So let's try and hit that.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that really messes them up.
Thanks everyone for your help so far. Really appreciate all your help. Just as a reminder, we're raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Every dollar you donate makes a difference in the lives of these kids and their families. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Money's definitely going towards a great cause. I'll actually probably chip in a fair bit amount of money myself later on, but currently I'm trying to speedrun a game. Can't take the time to donate. And another button to make sure that I hit another button so we can come back here later. And by later I mean actually after this boss of the area that we're going to be going to. Now we are in Carrot Castle. No butter buildings this time. Got carrots. A lot healthier for you than butter. Gotta be careful. Now, can I do this room without taking... Nope. As I say it. Gotta curse myself. Just gotta focus. There we go. That can be a rough run if you're not on point with hitting all the cannons. And like I said earlier, when co-op is thrown into the mix and everything is slowed down, even when you're not in the same area as somebody, it gets a lot worse. No, I want that. Just gotta play nice with the Gordos here, unfortunately. Potentially the carrot royalty, who knows? And I'm just gonna go up. The two different routes here give you different items depending on which one you take. I just wanted to get the extra health from the Maxim Tomato. And now, people who have played this game in their youth might remember this boss. Mega Titan, who can be really freaking annoying if you don't just do that. And that's Mecha Titan. Whole lot quicker than when I was able to do it as a kid. If only I could see myself now. Back then. Okay, so now we're going to go from one castle to the next. And they're honestly very close to each other. it is now time for Peppermint Palace. Everybody's favorite, the ice level. Okay, I'm just gonna keep slipping on the banana peel. I really wanted to not get hit by that this time. Come on. Oh, taking the wrong path. Snooter. Could you please? That's what I get for not paying attention. Get distracted. We are not gonna hit that button. We still do not need to come back here for any reason. Okay, thank you, Waddle Dee. Gonna pick up fighting here just as insurance, or I'll just take the dang hit.
I actually have a quick update.
Ooh.
If you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
For the Yoshi story, Yoshi color poll, I have some behind the scenes info that there was a donation earlier for $100.
100?
It was meant to go towards Light Blue Yoshi. So, Light Blue Yoshi is actually at 245, leaving Pink in second at 145. But this is not reflected on the poll page at the moment. So I just want to remind everybody that when you go to donate, if you're planning to put your donation towards one of these poll options, just be sure to check it off. And for Team Pink, might have to get it in gear a little. There's actually a $100 discrepancy between first and second, so let's get it in gear.
Yeah. Yeah, is y'all looking to take this sitting down? $100 discrepancy? And let's just get rid of you and hopefully you stay gone. Ah! No, I don't want to have frost, ice, whatever. No, we're still good, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're on to the boss of Area 7, Wiz. You may remember them, because they're more or less just a reskin of a different boss, Paint Roller. They just jump around their arena and summon a few hazards that are just enemies. And you can't hit them when they're in their hat. So sometimes you gotta wait a little bit while they make balloons happen. And another boss down. Are they the meanest art student? Is Paint Roller the meanest art student? Could that be put towards Adeline instead? Or Addo? Now, on to the last area of the game, Candy Constellation. But first, we make a pit stop into the Olive Ocean Mirror to grab the missile ability. We're going to be needing it. Because the way I've routed getting the Candy Constellation is I go through Moonlight Mansion again. Oh, oop, almost died. Almost an issue. Because the last time we were here, we went through this mirror. But if you go up, there's a secret passage. Which will take you to one of the many warp stars for Candy Constellation in this game. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, that was less than stellar. Now I need to get Bring again, which is actually going to be right up here. Because you still need ability that can get the steel blocks. Basically the last time we'll see the CPUs, though. Because they also need to hold down that button. That's one that goes away just a little too quickly for you to do on your own. Yeah, you needed to be able to, like, break the steel blocks there. Because if you didn't, you'd have to go through the normal path. Which would still give you a burning power-up. But you'd have to go back and then break the blocks again. So, you know, better do it the first time than not. Yeah, it's always fun to go through an entire area, hit an end path, and then, oh, I'm off to Candy Constellation. Sneaky, what was happening there is somehow one of my CPU allies had the magic ability. And that's one of the options that you can get for magic is summoning Meta Knight, and he'll just screen clear. It doesn't even matter if you're in the same area as them. It'll apply to, from what I assume, every screen that every player is on, and it'll just clear it game-wide, which is actually very fun, but it caused quite a bit of slowdown there, so maybe not the best. Make sure to avoid the crashes. And we have to go through this mirror and back again, because those bomb blocks I exploded actually blocked off that path that I just flew up from, which is how I need to get to the bosses of this area. And then we're just gonna walk along this area. And we have to go down here. If we went up, then we would have gone completely off track. No snooter this time. Nope, you're giving me back burning. Because I did actually want that. Another maze much like the one that was in Radish Ruins. Haley is very fun. Very fun enemy to see. Maybe not to fight because they are very persistent in trying to be in your way. In the most inconvenient of times. To shoot off here. Look for the Gordos. And we're through one of the more annoying rooms in the game, which can be compounded if you have an ability that destroys blocks. We're actually going to call our allies here again because since I didn't have a power, we need to do something to be able to damage Master Hand decently. And I really wish I could have taken Cutter from Yellow there. Because we are getting nowhere fast. Okay, yeah. Yellow, could you do that a few more times, please? Red! What the hell? They stole my ability. This is gonna make everything so much harder. I actually have to go through this room normally. Which actually, debatably, was faster. Maybe not as safe, but definitely faster, I think. Now, sword. I guess Red really wanted to be the Kirby from Smash this time. And then if you keep going Yeah, let's get UFO. I momentarily forgot that is... And here's the room that I really do not like Haley on. Okay. Almost lost my ability there. Would have made the upcoming fights a lot harder. Yeah, this is the room I don't like Haley for. Oop, facing the wrong way. There's just so many of them. And I just want to go forward. They don't want me to. Watch out for that enemy. That is very annoying if you have to deal with them. One last Shadow Kirby for the road. One battery to refill. And it's Master Hand and Crazy Hand. I think Sakurai just wanted to have a bit of fun. And I do not want to be grabbed, sir. Thank you very much. And now that is the Amazing Mirror put back together. We now get to fight Darkmind. However, with all of our friends here, it'd be really nice to bring them along for the fight. But if we call them all here after we get a stone ability, they don't enter the fight with us because if they're anywhere in the hub world, then they join you in the mirror fight. And now we're just here fighting. We finally understand who they are. It's Dark Meta Knight. And that is Dark Meta Knight down. A lot quicker than when I was doing testing earlier today. Well, Tomo, you see, Dark Meta Knight had to shatter the mirror, for whatever reason. We had to make it amazing again. And now we start fighting the true mastermind of the game, Darkmind, who seems pretty similar to Nightmare, honestly. And you can only hit them when they're not covering the massive eye that is their entire torso abdomen. No, Mega, Kirby couldn't possibly be evil. Kirby is pink and cute and the nicest person you'll ever meet. Just, don't steal their cake. Ah. Oh, I was in the wrong direction. Because if you want to do this attack with the Master Sword, which is not Galaxia, or whatever Meta Knight's sword is correctly called, it is a different sword. That's honestly a really good damaging move. And it's fight number 3 with this guy. Nope, just keep going. Keep doing your thing. I mean, you can also damage him while his chest is not exposed, but it does so much less damage than if you're attacking properly. And since we still have Master, we could just skip the entire area. You just gotta wait for him to be active again. This isn't even the fastest way to damage him, Oop. Nope. Sorry. No Mega Bomb. And now we are on to the final phase of Dark Mind, which is just the giant eye. We will still not be calling our AI helpers, actually. So, during this fight, you can only attack while the eye is exposed, and it only does a little bit of damage even if you're doing any move, actually. Ooh, things are getting a little dicey. You do want to break the mirrors because they do the same damage as if you were attacking Dark Mind itself, but without the need to have it reopen its eye. Just gonna avoid the mirror attacks. And more mirror attacks. And that is still not it. And now we are actually calling our allies, because if they are going to be a help in this one last final fight. We're still not done. So many phases to this guy. It is now time to play shmup. And for this, I'm just going to be mashing A and B as quick as I can to try and hit him and not die in the process. Because you still have health in this section, you still can die. And time is going to happen when I do the final hit right there. Or the AI is going to do it for me. So sorry I wasn't too on the ball for that one. But that was in fact time. And now we get to fight through the credits. I'm definitely not paying attention to who any of these people are. But you can see Dimps there who have made some games, including Sonic 4. You know, the one that people didn't quite like the physics on. We get to see Bill Trinan and some of the usual localization staff. Shigeru Miyamoto. Satoru Iwata, who was here. I didn't see Sakurai's name. If anyone saw Sakurai's name while we were having a credits scroll, feel free to mention if he was there. And now that is the game done. This guy's dream of conquering the mirror world was shattered in about 46 minutes. Not a very good run, honestly. But you see here, Shadow Kirby isn't actually evil. I knew the beginning? Okay, I wasn't paying terribly much attention. See, Mirror World Kirby will be there to keep them all safe. He's a good guy. It's just that Meta Knight is a little bit on the darker end of the spectrum. Oh, no, Mega. Don't worry. We don't see the mirror world again, but that doesn't mean we don't see the mirror itself. Now, even though this run was done in 46 minutes, I do believe that the current world record for Amazing Mirror is sometime in the 27 minutes, which uses a lot more wheel than I did. Yeah, let's see here. The current world record is actually 26 minutes and 26 seconds. So, a whole 20 minutes off of my current time. Pretty fast. The end. You see some nice stars falling from the sky. And they all wave to us. Everybody's waving. And a whole 40% on the completion. I'm being told that we're good to sign off whenever, but I'm going to say thank you everyone for tuning into my block. Stick around, there's going to be plenty more fun runs ahead. Duck Game is coming up next, and then there's going to be a few other runs by a few other people in the chat. So, hope to see you there. I personally will be. And I'm going to turn it back to our lovely presenters. So, have a good rest of your day.